let's do an unhaul because I don't have enough space to keep buying more bookshelves. So I just need to start getting rid of books that I don't absolutely love. And all of these books will be donated to Goodwill, so hopefully they will go into someone's hands that will appreciate them more than I would and actually read them versus them just sitting on my shelves collecting dust. So let's get right into it. We are going to start with me unhauling the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. I've kept this for a while, but I wasn't a huge fan of this trilogy. I love Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares, but just this one, for me, it didn't quite connect. The world was just a little too out there, and the flowery writing isn't my favorite. I just wasn't able to connect to any of the characters really, and I think that a lot of people love this series, so I'm never gonna reread it, so I just want someone else to appreciate it and love it, and hopefully it will land in the right hands. The next book that I'm unhauling is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is the Queen of Hearts origin story from Alice in Wonderland. It was cute, it was fine, but it's not a favorite, and I'm never gonna reread it. So again, it just shouldn't be collecting dust on my shelves. Just shouldn't. Same sort of thing with Fairest by Marissa Meyer. I have the whole Cinder series, and I am going to keep the Cinder series because I do like it and will probably reread it in the future or pass it down to kids in the future. But Fairest was one that I wasn't a huge fan of. It was more of Queen Lavanna's, who's the big bad villain in the Cinder series. It was her origin story, and it was fine. Nothing wrong with it. I just wasn't crazy about it, and I'm not gonna reread this, so bye. I love The Rose Society by Marie Lu. That is not the reason I am getting rid of this. This just doesn't match the copy of the Young Elites that I have. They're two totally different sizes and editions, so I just want them to match, and when I do eventually do a reread, I want to buy this in the edition that matches the Young Elites, so it's like a cohesive series, because I'm just like that. That's who I am. Vengeance Road by Erin Bowman. This was on my TBR forever. It sounded so cute. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I think I gave it 2.5 stars. It didn't do much. It read very young, so this is a cute story. It just isn't going to be reread by me and should be in someone else's hands. The Beast is an Animal by Peter Nell Van Arsdale. Wasn't a huge fan of it. Not going to be revisiting it. Well, the Red Queen series. So I don't have the last book. I don't remember what the last book is called. I don't have it because I am not going to be completing this series. I liked Red Queen, did not like Glass Sword, and then King's Cage was fine, but then the ending ruined it for me, and it makes me not want to continue on with this series. This is definitely something I probably would have loved if I had been a little bit younger reading them, and I think that when they came out, they were probably just all the rage because the dystopian genre was just a lot more popular when this first came out. Since these first were published, I feel like these tropes have just now become a little bit more overdone. I've just read so many similar stories that these don't really stand out in my mind. They're not bad books, they're just not my favorite, and if a younger reader finds these and gets their hands on them, I think they'll appreciate them a lot more. Keeper of Lost Things by Ruth Hogan. I read, and I actually received this in a giveaway from Goodreads, and it was super cute. Nothing wrong with it, but I'm not going to reread it. I actually really do enjoy this book, so I think just someone else out there should read it and would appreciate it, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, none of these books have anything like necessarily wrong with them. If I'm not going to reread a book in the future, I'm really trying to be picky and not keep it just sitting and collecting dust on my shelf. So I'm really trying to be picky and only keep the books that I'm going to revisit in the future and just love on and that just make me so happy. Okay, a couple of like thrillers. Let's get through these. I Know Who You Are by Alice Feeney. This twist is the most disgusting, disturbing, preposterous twist I've ever read in any thriller. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to see it on my shelves anymore. Strange Grace by Tessa Gratton. This is a really well-written book. It just didn't work for me, and it does work for a lot of people. So again, not going to reread. Let someone else take a look at it, see if they appreciate it a little bit more. And Cross Her Heart by Sarah Pinborough. I loved Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. That one I'm keeping because I loved it. But this one, just so generic, so bland. I like don't even remember what this is about. I can't tell you one character name. I can't tell you what the twist was. I totally forgot about it the moment I finished it, and I'm just not gonna come back to it. Thrillers are also really hard to keep because a lot of times once you read a thriller and you know the twist, you're not gonna want to reread it because it's like, then what's the fun in that? So I'm trying to also be pickier with thrillers that I keep. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, this trilogy. I wasn't the biggest fan of this trilogy. It is not bad. It is 3 stars from me, so it was fine. I just didn't love it. Didn't love any of the characters, didn't love the writing. So I think that other people love this series and someone will appreciate it more. Storm and Fury by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Again, fine book. I have a full review of it if you want to go take a look at it. Fine. Nothing wrong with it. It just read a little bit young. I think I would have liked it more if I'd been younger, and it's not one that I'm going to continue on with the series for. Just Pacifica by Kristen Simmons. I bought this actually at a signing because I went to see Sarah Rush, Mary E. Pearson, and Kristen Simmons were all there, and she actually personalized signing this book for me. And then I read it and was like not a huge fan of it. I felt so bad because she was awesome. She's such a good speaker and was really engaging and sweet, and I'm definitely interested in future works by her. Like I know her and Sarah Rush are coming out with a book, I think this summer, that looks really good. So I do still plan on trying her other books, but this one just didn't do it for me. It just didn't really stand out in any way from all of the other young adult fantasies I've been reading, so sorry. Midnight Star. I should have had this with Rose Society. Midnight Star, I love the Young Elites. I love the Rose Society. Midnight Star, let's just pretend it didn't happen. Okay, so this one took what was amazing character development, such unique twist on the young adult protagonist, and just reversed everything, just like ruined it, just spoiled it. I was so unhappy, so disappointed with this conclusion that I am just gonna pretend it didn't happen and just keep Young Elites and the Rose Society in the future, so sorry. And then Scythe, I have another copy of Scythe, so I don't need 2 copies, so someone else can find this and hopefully love it because I love this series. So those are all the books, I think, that I'm unhauling and donating. Hopefully none of your favorites were in here. If they were, I'm sorry. I didn't like hate any of these books. I really didn't. It's just, again, I'm really trying to be picky with the books I keep on my shelves because I really want a collection of books that I love. Like, I want to be able to look at every single book on my shelf and be like, oh, I love that one, I love that one, I love that one. Like the books I'm looking at in the background right now, like Foundry Side, amazing. Like one of my new favorite fantasies. All of V.E. Schwab's books are amazing. Scythe series, amazing. Lord of the Rings, amazing. Like I want to be able to do that where I look at every book on my shelf, Brandon Sanderson, yes, just like all these books, yes, and say, man, I love those books. So that's my goal, and hopefully that makes sense to you all out there, and hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I release new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and until next time,